I know this is going to anger a lot of people, but Mark Carney is going to win the upcoming Canadian election. It's pretty much a dead given at this point. And I'm willing to make that prediction very confidently today because we have many different poll numbers. We have like 5 different poll numbers that we're going to go through that are going to show the dire situation that the Conservatives are in right now, which is kind of crazy to say because a few months ago we were talking about 200 plus seats, 220 plus seats, and now it's pretty much reversed completely. So I'm going to start off with this one. So this is liaison strategy. So liaison strategies, if we take a look right here on 338 Canada, they did have the poll at 38 to 34 in favor of the Liberals. And so they're not the best rated firm. I think that's a fair point to make. However, if you just take a look right here on the map, when you translate this to the map, it's 188 seats for the Liberals, 129 for the Conservatives, 24 for the Bloc. NDP gets wiped out at 1 seat, and the Green at 1. So if you take a look at the map, just look at it more closely. GTA is all red, basically. Ottawa is basically all red, except for some of these parts. And then Vancouver goes very red as well. Winnipeg as well. Some Edmonton ones. Presumably one of them is Mark Carney's. And then Calgary, this is probably George Chale's one. So based on this, just based on this, keep in mind this 188 is more than Justin Trudeau won in 2015. I think he won 183 or something like that. So this would be a pretty big improvement for them, considering the fact that they were in a minority government. Now, if they win a majority or not, I don't know if it's going to happen. We don't really know that for sure, but I do think they're going to win, and I'm very confident about that. I'm going to be making a prediction on that soon. My official prediction, I should say. And I will most likely, you're probably going to see a number that you're not going to like. But the fact of the matter is, these are poll numbers. These are the numbers that are reflecting the Canadian people's sentiments. And so I do believe that Mark Carney will win. Now, moving on to this. So Main Street released a poll as well. So Main Street is a bit more credible. They have an A- or A rating, I believe, according to 330 Canada. And they have the Liberals at 41%. That's a +5 improvement from last week. So last week they were at 36, it's 39 to 36. Conservatives get bumped down to 39. So there's still a gap now. And this is the first time the Liberals have led in a poll from Main Street. And if you take a look, I don't know if I have it here. It's somewhere there. But see, this is a liaison one from about a week ago, I think. And then this is the one that's newer. So this is crazy. Now, 195 seats, I know, it's only 7 seats more than before. But then again, this was about a week ago, and this one's newer. So what does this tell us? Well, quite frankly, the Liberals are going to probably win the election. They're probably going to win the election. If you take a look at the map, look at this. GTA all red again. Hamilton, Waterloo. I mean, there's some red here for sure. And that's a pretty big deal. Usually, or at least for the longest time, for about 2-3 years, the Conservatives were expected to win a lot of ridings in Hamilton, Waterloo, even Winnipeg. The Conservatives were expected to win. And then Vancouver, got a lot of red as well. Gatineau, Ottawa, Maritimes, Quebec, Montreal. I mean, Montreal is very red right now. And that's because Mark Carney appointed François-Philippe Champagne as his Minister of Finance. Jolie's still Foreign Affairs Minister. And he appointed a bunch of other Quebecers for top ministry positions. Why? That's not no coincidence. Is because he wants to have his path to a majority, just excluding his path to a victory. His path to a majority is through Quebec. His French is not great. He's not very well known in Quebec. But if he gets these top people to get these top positions in Quebec or from Quebec, then he can win through Quebec. I mean, his path to majority is through Quebec. He's never going to win through Alberta. He's never going to win through Saskatchewan. He's never going to win through, Manitoba's insignificant in the grand scheme of things to win a majority, but Quebec is a pretty big area. And then obviously BC, they can do some stuff there, but it's still not the path to a majority because BC does not love the Liberals. I mean, they're a bit more NDP than Liberal in some respects. Now take a look at this. This is the poll that I'm referring to. This is 38% to 34%. So this is 4% change or gap between the Conservatives and the Liberals. Keep in mind, the last time they did this poll, it was 34 to 33. So this is the first poll that was conducted fully after Mark Carney was elected as Liberal leader. So this is fully after he was elected. Because some of these were like between when he was getting elected and when he was announced and then after. But this one's like fully after he had already been announced. So this is March 11th, 13th. This is the most accurate new poll that we have. Now, I do want to go to just a quick disclaimer, by the way. Real Albanian Pat, this guy's a progressive conservative. It says right here. Okay, he's a conservative technically. And so he has this website, it's called Polywave. And I refer to Polywave quite a bit. He is a conservative, let me note that. And he even says, or he even has the Liberals at 157 seats, the Conservatives at 149, the Bloc at 26, NDP at 9. So what I'm trying to say is, I think everybody knows that the Conservatives are, as the young people would say, cooked. They're screwed. I mean, and this is where you start to have these uncomfortable conversations. What went wrong? I mean, I can name you a few things in a bit, but I think the biggest thing that comes to mind is Trump, number one. But the other biggest thing is Pierre Poilievre. Pierre Poilievre was the issue. I mean, Pierre Poilievre has blown this lead, and the election is going to be called in a week or so. So we're going to cover that a lot on this channel. It'll probably be called 20th, 21st. That's what's been reported. Some people are saying the 16th. That's tomorrow. I don't think it'll be that soon. But if it is, then okay, that's great. When the election will happen, it'll happen probably in May or late April. I can guarantee you right now, I'm willing to put a lot of money on it that Pierre Poilievre is going to lose the election. I'm willing to put a lot of money on it. And you know what? Anybody that wants to take me up on that offer, take me up in the comment section. I'm willing to make bets with everybody that wants to do it. Because I can guarantee you, there's a lot of people in the comment section saying, hey, okay, fine. You're so confident, let's go to the polls. We can go to the polls, and I'll tell you what, the Liberals will win. They will win. It's not me loving the Liberals or hating the Conservatives. It's not me, being super critical of the Conservatives only. It's just me stating the facts. I mean, you could tell when someone's going to win. You can tell when someone's going to lose. Canadian politics, for better or for worse, is very predictable. You're going to know who's going to win. In 2019, 2021, some people would consider those close elections. I knew that Justin Trudeau would win. We knew that we knew that Justin Trudeau would win against Andrew Scheer. We knew that he would win against Aaron O'Toole. It was pretty obvious. I mean, they didn't have, that thing to win. In this case, I think it's even more the case than before. Because now you have a brand new leader. He just got sworn in as Prime Minister yesterday. And, it's a completely different group of people that he has around him. He promoted a lot of different people into his cabinet. He got rid of a lot of people too. He got rid of a lot of the baggage, a lot of the leftists. This is a very different government. And he got rid of the carbon tax too, by the way. So all the people that were saying carbon tax Carney and this and that, he got rid of it. He got rid of it through an order in council. For those that don't know what that is, it's essentially, in simple terms, it's like an executive order. So it's gone. It's gone. Pierre Poilievre was saying, hey, I'm going to axe the tax. The first person to axe the tax is Mark Carney. He's the first person to ever do it. So I don't know what the argument is going to be for the Conservatives at this point. Their whole platform has just fallen. There is no carbon tax election anymore. There is no carbon tax election. That was the biggest thing for like a year or 2 years. It was carbon tax election, carbon tax election. There's no carbon tax election. It's gone. Just taking a look at these numbers a bit deeper, if we go to these individual provinces, BC, I mean, the Liberals can almost win BC, guys. They can almost win. They're in the range of winning. And so, 22 to 20 seats, they could very well flip that within the next week or two. And then when campaign period starts, it'll probably flip even more. And then the Liberals will start leading in BC. Alberta, 3 seats, makes sense. I mean, I didn't expect much from them in Alberta. Prairies, so Manitoba and Saskatchewan, 8 seats, makes sense as well. Ontario, they're winning Ontario, so 61 to 57. Quebec is 38 to 26, so they're winning Quebec by quite a bit. And then Atlantic Canada, they're winning by quite a bit as well. So it's looking pretty good for the Liberals, pretty bad for the Conservatives. Now, so 338 Canada, like I said before, they're very accurate, and I trust them quite a bit. People don't like poll numbers, at least, okay, I'll put it this way. There's some people, and I remember this, 2-3 months ago, when I was showing the numbers with Pierre Poilievre winning, people were loving the poll numbers. They're like, let's go to an election right now. The poll numbers are completely accurate, this and that. And then all of a sudden, it switched. It's something switched in these people's minds. And they're like, no, these are fake polls. This is WF polls, fake, blah, blah, blah. What happened to your love for polls when, Pierre Poilievre was winning, when your guy was winning? I'm not trying to call out anyone. But the fact of the matter is, guys, if you're going to comment something, I have no problem with people commenting. I love it. If you're going to comment something, please, be a bit more nuanced in your approach. Okay, if something's going your way, You could go ahead and praise it. But if it's not going your way, you can't just call it fake. You can't call it a lie. That's pretty much a Trump playbook. So let's not do that. Okay, let's not do that. So I just want to go over these polls really quickly. So I'm going to go rapid fire. Leisure tied between the Conservatives and Liberals. Liaison, the Liberals are winning by 4. Innovative, Conservatives are winning by 6. And then Main Street, Liberals are winning by 2. Important to note, the first time the Liberals started leading was Ecos that showed that. And Ecos, I don't want to talk about their latest poll because it was quite ridiculous. They had like 49 for the Liberals and then like 31 for the Conservatives. That's a bit ridiculous. I think like whether you agree with the polling or not, I think 49% to 31% is slightly exaggerated. I know I was just talking about fake polls, but that's when it's the only one that says that, when it's an outlier, I think it's fair to assume that it may be a bit out of reach. Now, is that really the case? Is it really fake? I don't think so. I don't think it's fake. But I think it may be slightly exaggerated. And it is an outlier, so I think it's fair to assume that, it's not completely the most accurate picture, but it does show the general trend, which is that the Liberals have actually been gaining quite a lead over the Conservatives. Now, I know there's some people who like the betting odds quite a bit, and I don't really care much about the betting markets. Personally, I don't think they really are the most accurate. I mean, they were right with Trump, but they haven't been really accurate about everything else. So I would take this with a grain of salt, but it's still a number. I cover all numbers. So we're going to cover numbers from polls to this. We're covering everything. So taking a look at this one, the prompt for this one is Conservatives win majority in Canadian election. So this was posted, I think it was posted about, right when Justin Trudeau resigned. And if you take a look, the day that Justin Trudeau resigned, it was 89% chance that Conservatives would win a majority in the upcoming election. 89% chance. It was basically impossible for them to lose. I mean, basically. And then slowly but surely, their lead, or their chance of winning a majority, slowly crept away. It started leaving them. And look what happened. They went down to a low of 37%. That was not too good for them. And this was on February 27th, so this is about a week or two before Mark Carney became the leader. Look where we're at right now. 27% chance that the Conservatives win a majority. 27% chance. So within the span of 3 months, I mean, approximately 3 months. Actually, no, it's been, 3 months. They basically lost. They went from 89 to 27. So that's what's that math? 62% that they dropped in terms of chance of winning majority. And you know what's going to keep happening? They're going to keep going down. And you know what they keep going down for? For this one. So this is the next Prime Minister of Canada. A lot of people have bet on this one. It's about $12 million that people have bet on this one. It's a pretty popular one. And Polymarket, again, I don't love him, but, you got to look at the numbers nonetheless. Always look at the numbers. So they have Pierre Poilievre at a 51% chance of winning right now. It's a 50-50, guys. It's a 50-50, according to the betting markets. And by the way, I want to note this really quickly. The betting markets tend to be more hawkish, or tend to be more bullish on Conservatives. They tend to be, and it's just a fact. I mean, you guys can look at the betting markets when Trump was there. They were very confident that Trump would win. So, Trump didn't win with an overwhelming mandate either. He just won the swing states. He didn't win like New York. He didn't win California. He didn't win New Mexico. Like, he didn't win those kinds of states. But he still won, but he didn't win a mandate. They're now saying it's a 50-50. I want to go back to this time. Do you guys remember when it was 93% chance that the Conservatives would win? That Pierre Poilievre would become the next Prime Minister? 93% chance. He's gone down by 40. 42, actually. That's bad, man. That's bad. And if I'm a Conservative, I'm losing it right now. And my question to Conservatives would be, where do you go from this point? Where do you go? Let's just say, for argument's sake, I'm going to be very conservative in my estimation. Let's say the Conservatives do win a minority. Let's say they win a minority by less than 10 seats. Is that really a win? Is it? I mean, you're not going to be able to pass anything. Now, let's go to the other extreme. Let's say the Liberals win a majority. I don't think that'll happen completely yet. I'm not that confident. I think they'll win a minority. I'm not so confident they'll win a majority, but let's say the Liberals win a majority. What do you do beyond that point? What do you do after that? I mean, you had this guy, Pierre Polyev, and I just want to note again, Pierre Polyev is a career politician. His whole thing, his whole platform was built on the carbon tax. That's not me just spewing that. It's a fact. For 2 years straight, on his ads, on his commercials, on everything, on his social media, him and his people, his MPs, because I know one of his MPs, I met with one of his MPs, the whole time it was carbon tax election. We want a carbon tax election. What are you going to do about it now? You can't rebrand now. We have like a week until the election campaign starts. You can't start rebranding now. So what if the conservatives lose? Where do they go from that point? I mean, that's 4 liberal terms that you've allowed. You had 3 leaders technically, or actually 4 if you count the interim leader. You've had 4 leaders in 4 elections. What do you do? Actually, 5 technically, yeah, including Harper. So it's a disaster. It's been well, actually, if you could, okay, yeah, 5. It's a disaster. It's a disaster, and this is where I need to ask people in the comment section. I really want to know, because I don't talk about my political views on this channel. I might make a video on that. I don't know. Probably not, though. I don't think it really matters what my views are. Again, I try to be as nuanced as possible, so I don't think it really matters if I'm in the middle to the right or middle to the left. It doesn't really matter. But I would consider myself a centrist, if that's what you guys are wondering. You guys can probably tell that I'm sort of a centrist. My question is, what do the conservatives do at this point? Or after that point? You'll have a guy who was 25 points up in the polls. 25 points, 30 points according to some. And he'll lose an election. I don't even know what you can do at that point. I don't know. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Please make sure to like and subscribe. And I really do appreciate you guys watching these videos, man. This is really fun. I do love talking about it. I love interacting with you guys in the comment section too. Even when it gets heated, I still like interacting with you guys in the comment section. Again, thank you guys for the support, and I'll see y'all in the next one.